Matt Dillahunty, rock and roll superstar in a rock venue, talking about rock or not.
Rocks.
Maybe skepticism rocks, maybe.
Taylor Swift is the best rock musician of all time. Oh, wait.
Okay? Okay. And I'll call back in a few minutes to make sure if it's okay. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I think that's son of the year right there.
Yeah, well. I wonder if my mother has a cell phone that she actually uses. Why are all those people waiting over there for?
I know.
Oh, maybe they don't let me run in front. They don't allow.
Oh yeah, they don't block the venue.
All right, see ya.
See you guys soon.
No way, they're really waiting here for, but they're in line.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I was going to walk to get alone, but I guess I'm not going to be able to.
Loving the red shoes.
Thank you.
That's what I came up to ask you. If she got there and you guys were gone.
And I know, and I was
So it's just that accident of nature that the neutron proton mass is so small when you drop it in a nucleus, it can't decay, and that's why you're here. It's carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, iron. Thank you.
God. Do not miss this.
Like this, you can see when they cross over, it'll pop up right in between them. I mean, that's not possible. So the only way to get it off is to break the rubber band.
All right, hey everyone, we're backstage at the Danforth Music Hall in Toronto, and I'm here with Matt. Let me just turn this around. Matt Dillahunty.
Well, now I can't see what I look like.
And Lawrence Krauss. And you can see this massive booze rider that's required when we get these two guys together.
You want to take them back and show them the jacuzzi or no?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, like in Vancouver, it's a requirement when we bring Lawrence on that there be a jacuzzi with maybe a few people in there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Warm up, I call it.
Yeah. So we're just doing our behind the scenes moment here, and I guess my question is, well, why is it important that we do live events like this? So maybe we'll start with you, Lawrence.
Well, I think we were just talking about it, Matt and I. I think one of the reasons the live events are really important is not just so that people can finally get up close and have a chance to get a signing or something, but because so people can interact. So there's questions, and people can ask questions and they respond and become part of the event. And I think for most of the people who come to these things, the lecture or the event is great, but the ability to be able to interact, I think, is really important.
Very cool. How about you, Matt?
And I also think it adds an aspect of community, which one of my primary purposes, as you know, is I want to build communities. I want to go around, if a Sunday Assembly wants me to talk, I want to find a way to make that work. And what I hear, like I was out front while people were waiting in line to come in, and some of them wanted to see a magic trick, somebody wanted me to sign something, but the one thing that they really wanted to do was just connect. And the opportunity here for events like this is not necessarily for them to connect with us, but for us to provide a venue where they can connect with each other. Yeah, yeah. You asked that question over there, and I thought that was so good.
Yeah, I think it's really important for this kind of community, for people to feel a sense of community. The public events and some of the other things we've done, the films, people really, it's exceptionally important for people to feel they're not alone. Because there's so much social pressure on people to feel like they're bad people or whatever if they question or out of the norm. And to be with a lot of people who are thinking like them is a reassuring thing for a lot of people. And I think that's exactly right. That community and that sense of fun, I think, is great.
I think probably the biggest reason I do it is for the community, but the second biggest reason is I actually enjoy it. I do a call-in show, so I get to talk to people who want to call in, but I don't always get to talk to the people who are going to come to these events. Yeah. And getting a chance even for a brief interaction, even a correction, somebody be, hey, you said something on the show and I think it would have been better this way. I love those kinds of conversations and want to encourage more of them. Probably one of the biggest, most important things apart from building the community is encouraging people. because it's one thing to change minds, but I want to encourage people to act. We need to increase science literacy. We need to increase the understanding. We need to tear down the walls that people have put up portraying secular people as if they're immoral. And if these people feel like they're alone, that they're the only godless person in their community, they're not likely to act. But events like this let them know they're not alone, and that they can run for office, and they should get involved in lobbying and in politics, and that it's okay for them to come out and talk about this because they're not alone. And you don't know that as much just from watching videos online. You need this sort of interpersonal acts.
And of course, I agree with that completely. But and the last thing I think is that, and it's nice for me, but it's people are really excited to just meet you, and I think that's it's ego gratification for people like me or Matt or whatever. But it's more than that. The fact to be able to actually connect to people and talk to them is just a wonderful thing, and it brings things home and makes people realize that people are accessible. It's the same reason you want to go to a theater too. You want to be in the same room with people. But more important, I think, is the fact that it allows people to celebrate, have a real celebration of an event that isn't a sports event or a church event, and it's just to actually have a real sense of celebration and excitement about people, whoever those people are, is I think wonderful. And obviously it's nice to be the brunt of that, but whoever it is, I think it's a really nice chance for people to be able to celebrate and say, look, we're lined up in a music hall, but it's not for a televangelist.